Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be walking you through on how to sew this simple crop top with a V-shaped sleeve and also how to sew a mini skirt. I've done the tutorial on how to cut it in my previous tutorial. Please kindly help me like this video, help me subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop more amazing content like this one. Thank you. Let's dive into the video. I will be starting with the sewing of the skirt, so I'll put my remaining fabric aside and then work on the skirt. So I'll be picking the front part of the skirt and then fold the dart area into two. As you can see, I'll fold it into two like this. If you want to see how I got my dart points, you can watch my previous tutorial so you can be able to understand this part very well. So I'll fold the dart area into two like this. As you can see, I'll use my pin to hold that part down. So from that area, I'll be taking my dart length. I'll be using 5 inches for my dart length. I'll mark that 5 inches there like this. From that 5 inches I just mark, I'll connect it to my dart points. I'll make a straight line to the dart points like this. After that, I'll be doing the same thing on the other side of the skirt. I'll fold the dart area into two like this, and then I'll use my pin to hold it down. After that, I'll mark out 5 inches for the dart length. I'll mark out 5 inches. I'll be connecting that 5 inches also to the dart points. I'll make a straight line to the 5 inches like this. This is it for the front part of the skirt. I'll be doing the same thing also for the back part of the skirt, so take it to the machine to sew. This is it after I was done sewing. As you can see, it came out very nice. Can you see? That is the dart area there, and I've gone ahead to iron it too. And then this is the back part. I've done the same thing for the back part too. Can you see? I've also gone ahead to iron it too. I will put the front part aside and then work on the back part. So I'll be measuring out the zipper parts allowance. I left 1.5 inches for the zipper area, so I'll be marking that 1.5 inches all the way to the length of the skirt. I'll mark the 1.5 inches like this. After doing that, I'll be marking out the zip length. So for the zip length, I'll be using 8 inches. I'll mark out the 8 inches there like this. From that 8 inches, I'll sew it all the way down to the skirt length. I'll sew 1.5 inches all the way down to the skirt length like this. I'll take it to the machine to sew. This is it after I was done sewing. As you can see, I'll open it up for you to see. I've gone ahead to iron that area. As you can see, came out very nice. What I'll be doing next is to hold the sides of the skirts. So I'll limp the front part of the skirts like this. I'll lay it very well, and then I'll put the back part on it like this. You make sure they are both laying on each other very well. After doing that, we'll be taking the measurements. So I'll be taking my hip line measurement first. I'll be using 8.5 inches for my hip line. You know, I added half inches for the sewing allowance to the darts, and then I'll divide my hip into 4. I'll be using 41 inches for my hip divided into 4. So whatever I have there, from the zipper line, I'll place my tape rule there and then mark it there like this. So I'll mark whatever I have there like this, and then I'll move to the waistline. I'll divide my waistline into 4 too. I'll be using 31 inches divided into 4. So I'll be doing the same thing on the waistline. So I'll place it on the zipper line and then mark it out. After doing that, I'll be connecting the points together. So from my hip measurement, I'll connect it to my waistline like this. I'll connect it like this all the way to the skirt length. I'll be doing the same thing I did at the other side of the skirts on this part too, and then I'll take it to the machine to sew. This is it after I was done sewing. As you can see, it came out very nice. So I've gone ahead to whip the clothes round. I've whipped the sides round, and also the down part of the skirt, I've whipped it. What we'll be doing next is to attach our band to the skirt. So I've gone ahead to iron the band, as you can see. So that smaller part is where I'll be placing on my skirts, and then we'll be sewing it all the way around to the other side of the zipper parts. So we'll be sewing it all the way around. My pin is not enough. I would have used it to pin it down, so you can see how I did it. And then after that, we'll be fixing our zip on the zipper line. We'll be fixing our zip there like that. So I'll take it to the machine to sew. And this is how it came out after I was done fixing the zip and also fixing the band. As you can see, it came out very nice. It's so neat. Let me open the zip for you to see. Can you see? Can you see how the band is? So we'll be folding the down part of our skirt. I added 1.5 inches for the folding of the skirts. So I'll be using 1.5 inches to fold it in, and then I'll take it to the machine to sew. This is it after I was done sewing the down part. As you can see, came out so nice. So I've gone ahead to iron it. This is the back. Can you see how it is? It's looking so nice. So we'll be putting our skirt aside and then work on the top. We will be working with the body of the top first before the sleeve. So we'll be putting the sleeve aside and then work on the body. I'll be picking one part of the body to work on. This is the facing I'll be using. As you can see, I've gone ahead to iron my stay on it. So I'll open up the body for you to see. I'll be fixing the facing on it. So I'll be placing the facing on it like this. I'll be facing it. You make sure it's laying very well on it, and then we'll be taking it to the machine to sew. I'll be using half an inch to sew it. So after I'm done sewing it like that, I'll be top stitching it, and then I'll be doing the same thing for the other parts of the body too. I'll be placing my facing on it like this. I'll sew it with half inches. So I'll be taking it to the machine to sew. So this is it after I was done sewing it. As you can see, this is the top stitching I'm talking about. Can you see? I've top stitched it round. I've also done the same thing for the other part of the body. I've top stitched that round, so, and then I've also whipped the facing. I've whipped both facing. I'll be showing you how I'm going to use hemming gum to gum the facing to the body. So this is what we call hemming gum. As you can see, this is hemming gum. We'll be placing the hemming gum under the facing together with the body, and then use our iron to iron it down. So I'll be using this water. I'll be spraying it on the clothes. I don't have a steaming iron, so that's the reason why I use this method. You can get a Pepsi bottle, you put your water into it, and then create a little hole on the cover parts. So as you can see, I've used that to spray water on the clothes. I've sprayed water on the sewing part first, and then I'll be ironing it. As you can see how I ironed it, and it was very lay. It's because I top stitched that part that it's so lay like this. Though if you don't top stitch it, so it will be okay, but I like doing this so it will be very neat. So I'll just iron it like this. Make sure you iron it very well. After ironing that, I'll be taking my hemming gum and then place it under the facing like this. So I'll be spraying water on it to iron. Can you see how it came out after I put the hemming gum and then iron? Can you see? It came out very nice. So I'll be doing that for the remaining parts of the facing. I'll be placing the hemming gum under it like this, spray water on it, and then iron. As you can see, this is how it came out. It came out very nice and neat. So this is the back part. We'll be putting this aside and then work on the other body. So we'll be doing exactly the same thing we did for the other part of the body to this part too. We'll be doing exactly the same thing. We'll be putting our hemming gum under the facing. You spray your water on it and then you iron. So this is how it came out after I was done doing the facing side. It's looking very beautiful. So this is the back parts. We'll be taking the other side of the body and then place it on each other like this. Place it, you make sure they are kissing each other, and then we'll be holding the shoulder part with half inches. We'll be taking it to the machine to sew. You hold this part first, and then the other side of the clothes too. We'll be sewing it. We'll be sewing them with half an inch. So I'll take it to the machine to sew. So as you can see, I've sewed the shoulder parts. Can you see? I've also whipped that part too. So what I'll be doing next is to fold the down part of the top first. We'll be folding it like this. I added 1.5 inches for the folding of the down part, so we'll be sewing it round. We'll be doing it to the other side, so we'll be using 1.5 inches to sew it, and then we'll take it to the machine to sew. This is it after sewing that part, as you can see. So this is it, came out very nice. So what we'll be doing next is to take the sides sewing allowance. I added 1.5 inches for the sewing allowance, so I'll measure that 1.5 inches all the way to the top length. So I'll mark it there like this. I'll go to the other side of the top too. I'll be marking 1.5 inches there. I'll mark it from that part all the way to the top length, and then I'll take it to the machine to sew. So I'm done joining the side part. As you can see, I've also gone ahead to whip it round, and then I've ironed it too. So I'll be putting this aside to work on the sleeve. So this is the sleeve of the cloth. As you can see, I'll be working with one side of the sleeve first and then put the other side apart. So I added 1 inches for the sewing allowance of the sleeve, like for the down part of the sleeve. I added 1 inches for that. So I'll first whip that place before folding it in. So I'll be using 1 inches to fold it in, and then doing the same thing for the other part of the sleeve too. So I'll take it to the machine to sew. So this is it after I was done sewing that. As you can see, I'll be putting one part of the sleeve aside to work on one part of the sleeve first. So I added 1.5 inches for the sewing allowance of the sleeve. So I'll be marking that 1.5 inches there like this, and then I'll come to the length of the sleeve. I'll mark out half inches. So from that half inches, I'll connect it to the 1.5 inches. I'll use my tape rule to connect it straight all the way to the 1.5 inches like this. And then I'll be doing the same thing for the other part of the sleeve. So I'll be taking it to the machine to sew. This is it after I was done sewing. As you can see, it came out very nice. And also I've gone ahead to iron it. So I'll be picking the body of the top and then pick one part of the sleeve too. We'll be fixing the sleeve to the body of the top. The side sewing of the sleeve and also the side sewing of the top will be placing both together like this. I'll use my pin to just hold it down like this. So I'll just use my pin to hold it down like this, and then we'll be sewing it around the armhole. We'll be doing the same thing for the other part of the sleeve too. So I'll take it to the machine to sew. This is it after I was done fixing the sleeve. As you can see, it came out really nice. I've ironed it. Can you see? It's looking so beautiful. So yeah, we've come to the end of this tutorial. Please kindly help me like this video, help me subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you can be notified when I drop more amazing content like this one. To my returning subscriber, thank you very much. To my new subscribers, thanks for the love, thanks for the support, and also thanks for the 1,000 subscriber. I'm very happy as I am. Thanks for 1,000 subscribers. God will continue to bless each and every one of you. So I'll be seeing you in my next one. Bye.